Welcome. Hello, my friends. Welcome to practice today. Hello, my name is Jason Gorenstein, and this is our integrative wellness class today, Friday, July the 3rd, 2020. The time is 3 o'clock. And I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Dan and Gail, so nice to see you here. My apologies for getting a little bit late on the stream. I've been trying to finagle this second camera that I have. It's just trying to see if I can get it up and running. It's like a camera I've had for a while, and I'm just trying to see if I can get it. So one of these days I'll figure it out. It just I haven't figured out the best tweak yet, so that it looks like really nice. So I'm trying my best. Hopefully within the next few days I'll have that all figured out. And then as you feel ready, guys, we're going to find our way onto our mats, and we're going to begin today's class in child's pose. So without further ado, let's begin in child's pose, and I'll be transitioning this over. Nice, guys. All right, so that should be good. And you guys will help me. I think, I do think that the camera, I will switch it over, but I still haven't figured out how to get the image perfect, and it might just take time. I think I might just switch the camera over and we'll worry about it later. So as you feel ready, lower the head down to the mat and take your hands and place your hands along the sides of the body. So release your forehead down, close your eyes, and breathe here. And just let your breath be long and slow as you begin to observe both your inhalations and your exhalations. Allowing your breath to continue naturally here, breathing in through the nose and breathing out. And breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. So let's take the hands in front of us, extend the palms forward in front of you. And as you inhale, peel up the chest, heart, and sternum and come up into a tabletop pose. And as you inhale here, peel up across the chest, the heart, the sternum. And as you exhale, rounding through the spine, and take the tailbone to the backs of the knees. So inhale here, float the sternum, chest, heart, and up. Exhaling here, hug the belly in and release the head on down. Inhale here, peel the chest, heart, sternum up. And as you exhale here, tucking your tailbone underneath here. So press down through the toes, float the thighs back and up. Find your way into downward facing dog pose. So spread across the fingers here. See that those heels lengthen to the back of the mat. And continue to lift the inner forearms up as you release the head on down. So breathing here and allowing that breath to be long and slow as you continue to exhale and release the head all the way down to the mat. And then from here, as you feel ready, you're going to lower the knees down to the mat. And as you inhale, peel up the chest and lengthen that right leg back behind you. So press down your fingers here. See that right heel presses on back as well. Hug the belly in and draw the left hip in towards the midline of the body. So press down through the palms, wrap your outer arms in, and breathe here as you lengthen your chest forward and up. On an exhalation, lower your right knee down, and as you inhale, press your left heel back. So spreading across the fingers here, pressing down through the thumb and the forefinger, hugging the belly in as you continue to lengthen. Good. And as you exhale, lower that left knee down and find your way back into tabletop pose. Press down through the toes, float your thighs up, downward facing dog. So as you take downward facing dog, release the head on down and breathe here as you lengthen through the backs of the legs. So take your hands, walk your hands back to your feet and release your head down. And as you release that head down, take your hands and place them on your low back. Press down through the tops of the feet. Inhale, peel that chest all the way up. And as you exhale, take the hands and bring the palms across the sides of the body. Now interlace the fingers here at the center chest. Press your palms forward in front of you And on an inhale, raise your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. As you exhale here, just begin to see if you can soften your shoulders any amount more. So press down through the toes, draw the outer thighs towards the inner thighs, and as you inhale, hug the belly in and draw the arms over towards your right side. Inhale back to center here, and as you exhale, drive those arms over to your left side. Inhale back to center here, and as you exhale, forward fold. Release those hands down to the mat, interlace the fingers behind the back, and lift the fingers up towards the ceiling as you wrap your outer arms in. Now, lengthen the chest on forward, keep wrapping your outer arms in, and breathe here as you lift the chest, the heart, the sternum. Release the arms to the sides. Take the fingers to the center chest. Inhale here, press your palms forward in front of you. Raise your arms up towards the ceiling as you lift through the tops of the fingers. On an exhalation, glide the fingers over towards the left side of the room. As you inhale, float your hands back to center again. And once again, floating your hands over to the right side of the room. Inhale, floating those arms back to center again. As you exhale, hands come down through the center chest. Release the hands down to the mat. And just release the head down here as you put a light bend into those knees. Right elbow comes into the left. Right thumb comes into the left elbow. Left thumb comes into the right elbow. Release the head on down. And breathe here as you release the head all the way down to the mat. So we take the hands, we press the palms down on the low back, and again, inhale, lift the chest up as you smooth the buttocks towards the backs of the legs. Inhale, float the arms up over your head, and as you exhale, hinge at those hips, and forward fold again. Inhale, lengthening through the chest, the heart, the sternum here. And as you take the hands down to the mat, walk the feet back, downward facing dog pose. As you take downward facing dog pose, lift the forearms up, wrap the outer triceps in, and breathe here as you lengthen the side ribs all the way to the back of the mat. So lower those knees on down to the mat. Inhale, peel the chest on up. And as you exhale, extend your right leg back to the back of the mat one more time. Press down through the fingers. Firm your outer upper arms in. Breathe here as you hug your navel in and lengthen your sternum towards the crown of the head. Again, exhale, lower that right knee down. Inhale, float that left leg back. And once again here, you're pressing through the left heel and drawing the belly towards the spine. Wrap your outer arms in. Firm the navel into the midline and breathe here as you lengthen across the chest, heart, and the sternum. Now tuck your right toes underneath. Float both of your legs back and find your way into a downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose. Release the knees down to the mat. Good. And from here, walk the hands back and take the hands to the hips. As you take your hands to your hips, bring your hands to the flesh of the buttocks and begin to smooth the flesh of the buttocks down as you lift up through the top of your chest. Inhale, float your arms up toward the ceiling and lengthen through the heart. Interlace your fingers again, press your palms on up. Glide your fingers over the left side, and inhale, find your way back to center. Glide your fingers over the right side, and inhale, find your way back to center. Release the palms on down. Spread across the fingers here. And as you press down through thumb and forefinger, inhale, float the legs on up. So walk the feet a little bit wider apart. And as you continue to breathe, wrap your outer armpits in and lift your shoulders up as you press your thighs on back. Lower the knees down to the mat. Inhale, float the chest on up. Interlace the fingers here as you press your wrist on down. So I know we're kind of starting out with a lot of movement today, but hopefully this is not like too rigorous movement, just a little bit quick, but I don't think we're doing too rigorous movement right now. Press down through the left ball of the foot. Draw the left outer hip in. Breathe here as you absorb the belly in towards the chest. If you want a little bit more, just float the right knee off the mat and breathe here as you press down through your fingers, your forearms, and your wrists. Exhale, lower the right knee down, lower the left knee down, and we're going to change sides by taking our right leg and pressing our right ball of the foot down. Press the right heel back behind you. Tuck the left toes underneath you. Draw the left knee in as you press down through your wrist, forearm, and fingers. Continue to breathe here as you lengthen across the chest. On an exhale, lower the left knee down, lower the right knee down. Inhale, press your way on up. Exhale, press on back, downward facing dog. Walk the feet forward to the hands. Inhale, lengthen across the chest. And as you exhale, hinge at those hips again and forward fold right here. Now take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, wrap your outer triceps in, and release the head on down. As you press down through your toes, inhale, lift the chest up. Interlace the fingers, press your palms forward in front of you, and raise your arms up towards the ceiling. Glide your fingers over the left side, and find your way back on the center. And glide your fingers over the right side, and find your way back to center. Interlace the fingers behind the back. See that the elbows face one another. Hinge and fold here as you take your arms up and over your head. So as you breathe here, release the head on down, bend your knees, and continue to breathe as you release all the way down to the mat. Now inhale, peel up your chest, heart, and sternum, and interlace your fingers forward in front of you. Press your palms forward to the front of the room, and raise your arms up towards the ceiling. Glide your fingers over the right, inhale back to center. Glide your fingers over the left, and inhale back to center. Release the hands down to the sides and allow the chest to open. Inhale, float your arms up above your head. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And as you exhale, walk those feet on back. So downward facing dog pose here. Release the head on down. And breathe here as you close the eyes. And just feel the pressing into your hands, into your feet. I'd recommend turning your thumbs out a little bit. And if you feel a lot of pressure on your wrists, lower the knees down for a moment. So everybody lower the knees down for a moment. Come onto your fingertips and just be here for a moment. Sometimes we get a little bit of wrist issues, so I'm going to say just start to move your hips around in circles like this. Now just to switch it up, switching up our movement, just moving your hips around. And then as you feel ready, moving your hips around in the other direction. Good. And then as you press down through your fingers, you're going to lift up your hips. And as you exhale back, you're going to take downward facing dog pose. So downward facing dog pose here. Walk the feet forward towards the hands. Inhale, lift the chest up halfway, and exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, raise the arms up towards the ceiling. Palms come to touch as you lift through the chest. And on an exhale, glide your fingers back to your sides and interlace your fingers behind your back. Interlace the fingers here, pull the shoulders back, lift the top of the chest. And on an exhale, hinge at those hips, fold the chest forward and release. Inhale, float those arms back behind you and lift the chest up again. And interlace your fingers, press your palms forward, raise your arms up towards the ceiling. So let's come into tree pose right now. So as you take your hands to your hips, you're going to bend that left knee and turn that left heel into the right shin. Now place your hands at the center chest and breathe here for a moment. As you inhale, float your arms up above your head. Raise from the wrist all the way through to the fingers. Continue to breathe here as you hug the belly in and lengthen through the chest. On an exhale, glide those hands in and take the left foot down to the mat. Right knee comes to a bent position and spin the right heel into the left ankle. Take the hands into the center chest. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. On an exhalation, glide the fingers back to center and release the right leg on down. Take the arms out to the sides. Spread across the fingers here. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale, lengthen across the chest, the heart, the sternum here. And as you exhale, hinge and fold, release the head all the way down. Inhale, raise the arms up above the head, raising up through the fingers. And as you exhale, glide the fingers back down to the sides. Good. Inhale, raising up above your head, lifting through the fingers. As you exhale, hinge and fold, and come into a forward fold. Inhale, lengthening halfway here. Exhale, hinging and folding. Inhale, raising those arms up towards the ceiling, and exhale, hands to the sides. 2 more times. Inhale, raising those arms up. Exhale, hinging and folding. Inhale, lengthening the chest, and exhale, folding forward. Inhale, raising those arms on up. Exhale, arms to the sides. Now take your hands to your hips and step your feet wide apart. So feet are wide apart here, and just continue to press down through the balls of the feet and the heels. And see that your feet are parallel so that the right foot and the left foot are even with one another. Now smooth the flesh of the buttocks down towards the backs and the knees. And as you inhale, lift the chest on up. And as you exhale, forward, fold. So we take the hands down to the mat. We lengthen the chest on forward. And as we exhale, we bend these elbows and we release the head on down. So take your hands, once again, place your hands on the low back and inhale. Peel up your chest. And then as you feel ready, step your feet together and come back to standing pose. So as we come into standing pose here, inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, hinge those hips and fold all the way down to the mat. As you inhale here, lift through the chest, heart, and sternum as you lengthen the spine. Now take the hands to the mat, walk the feet back, downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose, lower the knees down to the mat and step your right leg forward. Inhale, float your arms up towards the ceiling as you come into as you come into lunge pose. Take your hands, place your hands next to the sides of the body and step your right leg back. Shift those hips back to the back of the mat, downward facing dog again. So release your knees on down and step your left foot on forward. And as you inhale here, float your arms up towards the ceiling and lengthen through the chest. On an exhale, take your hands back down to the mat and step your left leg back. And then as you feel ready here, press up, back, downward facing dog pose. Nice. So be here for a moment. And we've been moving a little bit more quickly today. I'm not quite sure why. I don't have any particular reason to, but I guess it's just the nature of the practice. Every day is different. When I teach this class, I'm not really always kind of deciding what I do before the class. I kind of just ad-lib it, like to feel into what's just feeling true in a moment. Step your feet forward towards the hands. Inhale, lifting up halfway. And as you exhale, hinge and forward fold. And I've always done that in the park. I remember when I've always taught in the park, I always ad-lib the classes. So I just feel like ad-libbing it's a better way to teach from authentic yoga. Take your right thumb into your left elbow crease, take your left thumb into your right elbow crease, and just begin to glide your elbows from side to side here. So gliding your elbows all the way to one side, and gliding your elbows all the way to the other side. Take the hands to the low back. Press down through the feet and inhale, lift on up. Spread across the fingers here. Interlace the fingers at the center chest. Press your palms forward in front of you. Raise your arms up towards the ceiling. So as we press through the feet and we raise through the arms, just see if you could spread across the tops of the shoulders here. This is called Baddha Golyasana. Baddha means bound or interlaced, and Golyasana is referring to the fingers here. And exhale, release on down. So guys, we've done this before. You're just going to start to move your hands forwards and backwards here. And if you'd like, you can just start to bounce those knees up and down a few times. Nice. So as you bounce your knees up and down a few times here, continue to be with your breath. And as you continue to breathe here, and then eventually straighten out those legs. And now you're going to spin the arms from side to side here and continue to be with those hips. So as you're with those hips, you're going to continue to move those hips right and left and left and right. As you continue to breathe, just moving your hips from back and forth and side to side. And then as you feel ready here, find your way back to center. Alright, interlace your fingers, press your palms forward, raise your arms up towards the ceiling, press down through the toes, wrap your outer thighs in and lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Glide the arms over the right side of the room. Inhale back to center. Glide your arms all the way over the left side of the room. Inhale back to center. Take your fingers, interlace your fingers behind your back. And as you forward fold here, lift those arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Release the head down, close the eyes, and breathe here. And then you'll take your hands, place them back to your low back, and spread across the fingers. Nice. All right. Place your hands on your hips one more time and step your feet wide apart. So the feet are spread wide apart, and we turn our feet over the right side of the room. Left hand stays on the left hip. Right hand brings down to the right shin. And as you begin to revolve the chest, turn the chest up towards the ceiling. So press down to the right ball of the foot. Firm the right outer thigh in. Inhale, lift the left arm all the way up towards the ceiling as you draw the right shoulder blade in. Lift up through those left fingers. Press down through the left foot. Revolve the left side of your chest all the way up towards the ceiling here. Now raise that left arm on up. Hands come back to the hips again. Spin your right foot in and turn the left leg on out. Left hand now comes down to the left shin. Right hand comes to the right hip. Inhale, float those arms up towards the ceiling and lift through the right shoulder. So as you breathe here, the right ball of the foot presses down, the right toes press down. Lift through the right chest and spread across the right fingers. Inhale, float that right arm up. Take your hands back to your hips. Turn your left foot in and step your feet back together. Glide your palms to open. Interlace your fingers at the center chest. Press your palms forward in front of you and raise your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. As you exhale here, hinge at these hips. Release the hands on down. Interlace the hands behind the back and take the fingers all the way up towards the ceiling. Now bring the hands back down to the hips. Lift the chest, heart, and sternum. Take the arms out to the sides and lift up through the heart. Nice, guys. Okay, so from here, one more time, we're going to find our way back onto the ground, and we're going to take downward facing dog pose once again. So walk those feet back, press down through the fingers, and just see that the hips are extending back all the way towards the heels. So you're really lengthening through the backs of the legs. And when you take a downward facing dog, the idea is to have the legs pulling you back to the back of the room as you press through the fingers. Now lower the knees down to the mat. Inhale, peel up the chest. Take the right foot behind you and lift the right leg on out. Spin the right heel on down and breathe here as you press into the fingers. Inhale, float the left arm up as you lengthen across the chest. Release the left palm down. Release the right knee down. Inhale, float the left leg back and take the left leg on up. Take the right arm, extend the right arm forward and lift across the chest. And on an exhale, right hand comes back down and the left knee comes back down. Tuck the toes underneath. Lift up through the thighs and press on back. Turn the feet over to the right side of the room and release the head on down. So breathe here as you wrap your outer arms in and release the head down towards the mat. And allow those hips to draw back as you lengthen across the spine. Take the toes back to center. Take the toes back to the other side. And breathe here as you draw the thigh bones back and you lengthen the chest on up. Come back to center one more time. Release the knees down to the mat. Interlace the fingers once again and come onto your forearms. Okay, so as we're on our forearms right now, we'll extend that left leg back and we'll extend the right leg back. And you're going to imagine that you could push your forearms all the way forward to the front of the mat. And you're going to imagine that you could push your heels all the way back of the back of the mat. And then as you feel ready here, look down at your belly. Good, hug that belly in. And then lower those knees on down to the mat and press your way on up. Inhale, peeling across the chest. Exhale, tucking those toes underneath and walking those feet back as you move into downward facing dog pose. Walk the feet on forward. Take the hands to the shins. Inhale, peeling up the chest. Exhale, releasing here. Inhale, float the arms up above your head, raising through the fingers. And as you exhale, glide the hands behind the back and interlace the fingers here. Press down through the fingers, wrap the outer arms in and breathe as you lift the chest. And as you exhale, one more time, hinge at those hips and come into come into a forward fold. Take the chest up, lift the heart up, and come back to standing once again. Interlace the fingers in front of you. Press your palms forward and lift your arms all the way up. Glide the fingers over the left side of the room. Inhale, come back to center. Glide the fingers over the right side of the room. Inhale, come back to center. Release the palms out to the sides of the body as you lift through the top of the chest. And breathe here as you continue to lengthen. Perfect, yogis. Okay, so from here, let's take the hands to the hips. Let's step the feet wide apart. And then as you feel ready, you're going to hinge and forward fold. So take the hands, bring the hands down to the mat, and release the head on down. Shift the weight forward, release the head down, and breathe here. Now walk the hands over to the right leg, and release the head on down. And breathe here as you draw your thighs on forward. And then walk the hands to center, and walk the hands to the other side. And then release the head on down here as you run them across the chest. And one more time, come back to center. And inhale, lift on up. Press down through the toes, lift up through the chest, and step the feet back together. Alright, so from here, my friends, one more time, interlace the fingers, press the palms on forward. Lift the arms up over the head and reach up the fingers to the ceiling. Now take your hands, place them on your hips, bend deeply into the left knee. Spin the left heel out, or left knee out, and then bring your left foot up your right shin. Take your left foot, you could leave it here, or some of us are going to try for our balance. You may want to take the leg up. And as you press here into tree pose, take the hands into the chest. See that your eyes are soft. See that your breath is long and slow. Breathe in here as you hug your outer thighs into your inner thighs. That's it. And then hands come to the hips here. Release the left foot down the leg. Right knee comes to a bend. Spin the right heel in and bring the hands to the chest. Glide that right leg up. Maybe bring the right foot to the left thigh crease. And then bring the hands into the center chest here as you breathe. So this is called tree pose. And as we take tree pose, you want your eyes to be very soft here. You want your breath to be long and slow, and you're just focusing on relaxing with the breath. Then you take your right leg. You bring your right leg on down. Open the palms up. Lift the chest up and breathe in. Inhale, float the arms up and above your head. And as you exhale, hinge at those hips and fold all the way down. Inhale, lengthening through the chest, the heart, the sternum here. And as you exhale, hinge on down, release the fingers down to the mat. Walk your feet back, downward facing dog pose. Release the knees down to the mat and find your way into child's pose. So we're going to just take a moment here to rest in child's. We've been doing a lot of various movement since we started. So as you come into child's pose, just release the forehead down and release the fingers down to the mat. And see here that you continue to breathe as you release those hands on down. And allow the breath to be long and slow here as you continue to let go and relax. So take the hands forward of the chest. Inhale, peel up the chest and the heart. As you tuck the toes underneath you, press the palms down, float back, downward facing dog. And downward facing dog pose. Release the knees on down to the mat. Step the right foot forward. Inhale, interlace the fingers at the center chest. Press your palms forward in front of you. Inhale, lift those arms all the way up. And as you exhale, round across the spine and breathe here as you release down. Inhale, float the arms up. Lift up through the top of the chest. And as you exhale, just lean those fingers forward as you round through the belly. Inhale, lifting up. Reaching through the fingers, heart and sternum. And as you exhale, gliding on forward and releasing the hands on down. Inhale one more time, raising the fingers all the way up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, fingers come down and step the right leg on back. Take your feet, tuck your feet behind, and release back into downward dog. So again, in downward facing dog, bend the right knee and straighten across the left leg. And bend the left knee here and straighten across the right leg. And then as you straighten across both legs, wrap your outer triceps in. Release the knees down to the mat and step your left foot forward in between your hands. Interlace your fingers here, press your palms forward, raise your arms up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, you round across the shoulders and hug that belly in. Inhale, floating the arms on up, lifting through the chest, heart, and sternum. And as you exhale, hinging on forward and bringing those hands down to parallel. Inhale, lengthening through the chest, heart, and sternum as you raise up through the fingers. As you exhale, glide those hands forward and rounding across the spine. Inhale, lifting through chest, heart, and sternum, breathing here. As you exhale, glide the hands down to the mat and step your left leg on back. Press down through the fingers once again, float the legs on back. And as you take downward facing dog one more time, just begin to breathe here as you walk the hands back to the feet. Feet are wide apart. Release the head on down. And breathe here as you breathe into the backs of the legs. Cross your elbows once again. So just see that you're releasing on down and just moving the weight back and forth. And breathing here as you continue to just work your body and release. Hands come to the hips, press through the feet. Inhale, lifting the chest on up. And then taking the hands to the sides and lifting up through your sternum. Interlace your fingers here, press your palms forward, raise your arms up above your head. And one more time, gliding these arms over towards the left side of the room. Inhale back to center and towards the right side of the room. Inhale back to center and bring the hands back behind you. Interlace the fingers once again. We're doing a lot of these forward folds today. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, float your arms up above your head and just breathe here for a moment. Then inhale, lift the chest, heart, and sternum, raise on up. Hands come to the hips, step the feet wider apart, and see that you're pressing down through the outer edges of the feet. Spin the feet over the right side of the room, bend deeply into the right knee, and as you inhale, straighten across that right leg, and as you exhale, bend into that knee. As you inhale, straighten across that right leg, bend deeper into that right knee. As you inhale, straighten across the right leg, and bend deeper into the right knee. Straighten across the right leg, bend deeper into that knee. So this time, as you bend, lift the arms up and over your head. This is called Warrior One. Straighten across the right leg, turn your feet in, and place your hands on your hips as you turn your feet over the other side. So we're just taking a couple of these Warrior One poses to kind of build some strength in the legs. We've done a lot of movement, but we haven't really done any like strengthening poses. We've just kind of been moving the body. Bend the left knee and straighten across the left leg. And bending through the left knee and straightening through the left leg. Bending through the left knee, straightening through the left leg. Bending through the left knee and straightening through the left leg. Sorry about that, guys. Car alarm going off. So as you bend through the left knee here, raise the arms on up. Sorry about that, guys. Lift the arms all the way up and above your head. And then straighten across the left leg. Take the hands to the hips. Turn the feet back in. And as you exhale, wide stance, forward fold here. Release the hands down to the mat. So walk your hands all the way over to the left side of the room and release the head on down. And just breathe here as you release the head down all the way to that left leg. Good. Come back to center. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, walk over to the other side. And breathe here as you release the head on down and let that head release. Now come back to center with those hands. Bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, lift the chest on up and bring your feet back together. Inhale, opening up the chest, heart, and sternum here. Lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Reach the fingers up. And as you exhale, forward fold. So as you forward fold, release the head on down and breathe into the body. And then as you feel ready, inhale here. Begin to lengthen the chest. Good. So then from here, as you feel ready, you're going to come back to placing your hands on your hips. Inhale, lift on up. And then now we're going to find our way onto our backs. So you have a nice little ground sequence planned as well. You're going to take yourself down onto your back. You're going to hug the knees into the chest. And let's start by hugging the right knee into the chest as you press that left foot on down. And then as you feel ready here, press down through the left foot. And breathe in as you hug that right knee in towards the chest. And then from here, release the right foot on down. And then hug the left knee into the chest this time. And as you hug the left knee into the chest this time, just breathe into the right leg. So this is a way that we can continue to allow for ourselves to relax and allow for ourselves to absorb ourselves into the present moment. Now release the left foot on down, hug the right knee in again, extend fully forward through the left leg, and then take your right leg and cross it over the midline of the body. So cross that leg over, across the midline of the body here, and then begin to take your right hand this time and bring it in line with your right shoulder. So this is what we call a hip stretch. This is a stretch where we stretch out those hips. And then draw the right knee back in the center and hug the left knee on in. And then as you feel ready, releasing the right foot forward, take the left knee over the right side of the body. So you're going to cross stretch the body here and draw the left knee in towards the chest. And as you feel ready, opening the chest, the heart, the sternum. And as you feel ready, coming back to center, hugging those knees into the chest. And then from here, grabbing hold of the big toe mounds of the feet and lifting those heels up towards the ceiling. Breathe here as you lengthen across the chest, the heart, the sternum. Now take your left foot, hug your left foot in, and place your left foot over the top of your right thigh. Now take your right thigh, lift your right leg up, and then draw your right thigh into the chest. The right knee is still bent here, the right foot's flexing, and the left toes are flexing as well. And you're breathing into the groins here as you draw the shoulders down to the mat. So continue to breathe here. Continue to lengthen that left leg away from you. And then release that right foot on down and scoot the hips over to the left. Revolve the legs over to the right. Open up that left outer hip. And then allow the arms to open up out to the sides as you breathe into the chest. Inhale, come back to center. Release that left foot on down. Take the right knee to the chest and place the right foot over the top of the left thigh. Then draw the left thigh into the chest and breathe here as you draw the right leg away from you. Flex across the right foot and flex across the left. So breathe in here as you draw both thighs in towards the chest. And as you exhale, lower that left foot down and scoot the hips over to the right. Release the feet both over to the left as you breathe here. So this is actually what we call a thread the needle stretch. It's kind of like thread the needle and a twist. So it's a thread the needle twist. Breathe here as you extend your arms out to your sides. And release the head on down as you open through your heart. And one more time, come back to center with those legs. Take the right knee, right foot, place it down. Hug your knees into the chest here and close the eyes. And then from here, you're going to take your right foot, you're going to grab hold of your right big toe. You're going to lift the right heel up towards the ceiling as you draw the left foot out. And breathe here into the right leg. Breathe here into the right shoulder. Good, and as you exhale, we're going to take the other leg. So you're going to take your left big toe mound now. You're going to lift the left heel up and you're going to bend that right knee. And breathe into those hips. And release that left foot on down. Arms come out to the sides. Left leg over right. Scoot your hips over to the left, release the legs over to the right. Breathe here as you open up your chest, your heart, your sternum. Come back to center. Once again, recross those legs and take your legs over to the other side. So what I recommend, scoop your hips over towards your right and let your legs fold to your left. So this is what we call a cross-legged stretch as you release the head on down. Close the eyes, breathe here, and release on down. Draw the legs back to center. Uncross the legs here. As you inhale, hug your knees into the center chest. So hug your knees into the center chest here and rock your knees right and left. And then as you feel ready, we're going to scoot up. We're going to move forwards and backwards until eventually we come up into a seated position. Now take your hips, sit down on a blanket if you'd like, and begin to take your right knee and draw your right knee into a bent position. Take your right hand, bring it over top of your right thigh, take your left hand and place it right behind your back. So breathe here as you lift in through the chest, the heart, the sternum. Keep spinning the chest, keep looking back behind you. And then as you feel ready, you're gonna take your right foot, you're gonna scoot it over towards the left side, you're gonna cross the right leg over, and walk your hands forward. So you could stay here in this variation of the pose, or if you'd like, you could release the head on down. So breathe into the shoulders here, continue to breathe, and continue to release. And inhale, lifting on up. Take your right leg, place it over to the other side. Bend the left knee here. Grab hold of the left shin and place the right hand back behind you. So lift the chest, heart, and sternum up. Exhale, turn over your right shoulder this time. And as you exhale here, you're going to place your left thigh over your right. So that left thigh comes over the right thigh. You're going to walk the hands forward, and then you'll take your hands and grab hold of your foot. And breathe here as you release the head on down. Inhale, lift on up again. Take your left leg over the side. Then this time you're going to bring your right knee into a bent position once again. You're going to take your right foot, place it into your right thigh crease, and then take your hands down to your left foot. Release that head down and breathe here as you move into Janu Shirshasana pose. So if you're not taking your hand to the foot, just take your hand to the shin. You don't have to take your hand all the way to the foot, but if you like, you can. And release the head on down. Close the eyes. And breathe. Just allow that breath to be long and slow. Inhale, lift the chest, heart, and sternum up. Take the right leg back to center. Take the left knee to a bent position, and then bring the left leg out to the side. So take your hands this time, interlace your fingers to your hands, release the head on down, and breathe here as you release the chest, the heart, the sternum. And then take the feet together as you draw the knees apart. So you can place a block under each of your legs if you'd like here. You're just going to begin to fold forward slightly as you move into Baddha Konasana pose. And release that head on down as you breathe. Inhale, lifting back up. Take your legs forward in front of you. As you feel ready, glide your hands down to your feet and release your head on down. And breathe into your shoulders and breathe into your back muscles. And release the head on down as you breathe in. And then from here, as you feel ready, lie down on your back and release the head all the way down onto the floor once again. So now you're going to draw the left knee into the chest. You're going to extend the right leg fully forward this time. And as you release that leg forward, you're just drawing your left knee out to the left side. So this is a variation stretch on a pose called Supta Padangusthasana. And breathe into the right hip and breathe into the left hip. And come back to center here. Draw the right knee into the chest. And as you feel ready, extend fully forward across the left leg. So the right knee draws into the chest. The right knee moves out to the side. And as you breathe here, open up that right hip and allow your hip to open. Close the eyes. Breathe into that hip. And as you exhale, just begin to release everything. Alright, take that right foot down to the mat. Take the feet back together. Bring the knees apart. And then as you feel ready here, just release the legs out to either side. So the legs release out to either side. Bring the feet back together. And release the head on down. Then as you feel ready, take your legs, extend your legs fully forward, turn your palms up towards the ceiling here, and breathe here as you spread across the chest. See that the shoulders open up. See that the palms open up. Release the head all the way down to the mat and breathe here. breathe here, just begin to allow that breath to be long and slow. Just continue to notice your inhalations and exhalations. So fully rest here. This is called Shavasana. And in Shavasana pose, you let your entire body relax. Let the mind relax. Let the muscles of the body relax. Breathe here as you release from the toes towards the ground level. So taking the last few moments here just to be with your breath. You can start to move your head from left to right a few times. And then taking your toes, pointing your toes all the way forward. Take your arms up and over your head and stretch your fingers back behind you. And as you feel ready, bend those knees and revolve the knees over to the side. Press your way on down. Inhale, lift up, and find your way into a seated pose. So as you guys find your way into a seated pose here, you're going to come into a cross-legged position and begin to take your hands to the chest once again. And as you exhale, release the chin on down. So lift the head on up, open the eyes, take the palms to the sides. And as you exhale, namaste yogis. So thank you guys so much as always. My name is Jason. Hopefully the dog panting didn't bother your class too much. I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Very nice. So welcome my friend Jonathan. So nice to have you in class as well. And Dan and Gail, as always, it's a pleasure to have you in class. Guys, thank you guys so much for being a part of this stream once again. My name is Jason Gorenstein, and this is our class for integrative wellness. So a couple of things you guys can do. Yes, it was a bit faster, but hopefully it was okay still. I know I don't know why it was a faster class. I really don't even know why. There's nothing I did differently today that I do any other day, but it just is a faster class. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. I'll be here tomorrow. If anybody needs restoratives, I'll be here tomorrow at 12 o'clock, so you guys can tune in then. And the other thing is, if that doesn't work, then I'll be here on Sunday. I have a couple of things going on. So, okay, good. Thanks, Gail. Also, guys, just I hope that you have a great weekend. Be safe. I'm going to be teaching for YogaWorks tomorrow. If you feel like popping onto my YogaWorks class, it is a $20 fee, but I'd really appreciate it. It's like kind of a way for YogaWorks to feel like I'm contributing to them as well. But if not, it's okay too. I mean, I'm doing these classes, so I'm just happy you guys are attending these classes, to be honest. Let me know about that. The YogaWorks stream is at yogaworks.com. It's a level 1 YogaWorks class, so it's a level 1 class. I hope that you guys have a phenomenal rest of your day. Please be well, be happy, take care of yourselves this weekend, be safe, and I'll look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. Namaste, yogis. Thank you.